So good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. A pleasure to have each and every one of you all on the inside with us here at Synergy TV Live. And of course, you're inside with your voice. Mr. Voice inside of your company, taking you all from now until that 10 p.m. hour. And as you know, it's a Wednesday. Each and every other Wednesday, we have our famed lawyer on the inside, Kerry Panton. She will be joining us in just a short while. Of course, I got to say good evening going out to those of you all who are streaming live with us on Facebook. Always a pleasure to have you all there. Don't forget, if you'd like to see what's going on live or have your friends in there who are perhaps not in TNT and using one of our service providers, they can see the show live on Facebook just by typing in your voice. You would see it pop up. Like the page, share the page, and enjoy the show in itself. Also, if you'd like to advertise with us, you can inbox your voice. You can also hit me up at 773-5047, or you can email us at stvyourvoice@gmail.com in order for advertisement, or even if you would like to get onto the program. For all of the aspiring artists, this is a great opportunity for you all as well. I have to say good evening as well goes out to DJ Rock. I know he's always locked and listening. And also to, I have to get his name once again, Mr. Mohammed. I have to say good evening to Mr. Mohammed as well. Always locked with us. And to all of you all who are on Facebook, of course, you'll get those messages coming in. The big thing that everyone is talking about, that is all over the social media, which was the video of Mr. Hines, MP Hines, being... what is the word? Lack of a, what is the true Trini word? Being dashed with water. I also want to engage Kerry a little bit about that. If something like that actually has a case against it, seen as no one actually physically touched Mr. Hines. We're going to be chatting about that in a little while. And if he does have a case, what kind of case could be brought against anybody in that issue? And if he does have a case against them, and if they want a lawyer, guess what? Kerry's here. So we're going to show that vid. Let me just take in a little bit of that vid. The phone lines are actually open right now. For those of you all that would like to give us a call. There were so many talks about people saying that the opposition is the ones who actually pay them and We get some drama with that. But they actually did a vid. I don't know if anybody else saw the vid, but they actually did a vid disclaiming such actions. And of course, they would, at a point in time, do something like that. But what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts when you saw something like that, like this happening? An MP of Trinidad and Tobago actually being ran out of his constituency as he came to find out what was going on. And this was the big thing that was going on, because he came down with a camera crew. And some other cameramen, and they actually captured this. He was in a police station today as well, a Bessel Street police station. They tried to find out if he went to make a report on this issue or if he was there for something else. He declined to say. Instead, he opted to tell everybody that he is a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago, and then he said, have a good day, and walked away. I think that is his right at the end of the day not to disclose what he's going to do. But of course, before long, if you'd like to give us a chat with that, we will be getting inside with Kerry, and I will be asking her if this is a grave issue, if something like this could happen, if they could be getting any charges coming their way inside of the mix as well too. So we're going to throw to the first break. I'm going to get Kerry on, and I'm going to chat with her. I would prefer her here when I'm trying to find this thing out, because I have so many questions about that. And this evening, our major topic is bail. That's our major topic for this evening. We are talking about bail this evening. What is bail? Who can get bail? How you can get bail? How you can be refused bail? And if there is a limit to it, a minimum, a maximum, all these questions that are going to come out. And of course, other things are going to pop up, and we encourage you to give us a call. If you have any questions about it, if you have an issue with it as well too, or any other questions that may arise out of it, you can call us here once again. So let's take that first break. And when we return, we have Kerry Panton, lawyer, on the inside. We'll be chatting with her in just a short while.
My parents' generation grew up with Royal Castle. From the first restaurant in 1968, when that distinctive, tempting aroma hit the air. Like never before, fried chicken with a special blend of local seasonings and a one-of-a-kind flavor down to the bone. Today, Royal Castle still have that same delicious taste, and I love it too. And the kids, they have more to enjoy. For me, the Castle is more than just nice food. It's we own, part of me and you, and is the real flavor of TNT.
Chin Sin seasoning products have been flavoring all of TNT's local cuisine since 1982. Chin Sin introduces its No MSG line of products. Now you can use No MSG chicken seasoning, No MSG all-purpose seasoning, and No MSG poultry seasoning. Chin Sin seasoning products are available in all leading supermarkets nationwide. Chin Sin, same quality, great taste.
Nabi's Medical Marketing, the one-stop shop for all your surgical and medical supplies. Presently specializing in pharmaceutical, medical, and home healthcare supplies. Nationwide distributors for pharmacies, private and public hospitals. Fully stocked showroom with a complete range of home healthcare products. Wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, and more. Sole distributors for the Cook medical range of products, including in vitro fertilization products, invasive as well as minimal invasive lines throughout the Caribbean. Currently supplies all IV solutions and dialysis products. Also available life support oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, and much more. Now exclusive at Nabi's. Our latest addition, the new 6-in-1 mini lab, which can be used professionally or in the privacy of your home. Tests include glucose, total cholesterol, cholesterol HDL, cholesterol LDL, triglycerides, and hemoglobin. These machines are life-saving. Visit our showroom at number 5 to 6 Harris Street, Curep. Telephone 645-5577 or 662-7533. Nabi's, a company with 40 years of experience in the medical field.
Marshall is the devil. This whole scenario stemmed from Jamaica.
If you didn't make Jamaica 2018, book your ticket tomorrow.
A guy I really respect.
You see, watch. I don't watch him. Watch how we getting on.
See that individual stand up on stage in Jamaica and say that Jamaica Carnival is better than Trinidad.
Only pretty girls in Jamaica.
Yo, to see it in the last 4 or 5 years, it exploded into things that Trinidad don't even understand, dog.
But seriously, Jamaica, they perfected anything.
Carnival get big now at Jamaica.
Hey, hey!
Artists fighting one another. Listen, Trinidad only wake up here, Jamaica running with this thing. Alright. Wake up. Yeah, boy. Watch me. We go lose it. You see what's going on in Jamaica?
The Pasada Food King Group of Companies is pleased to associate with Newsday and Synergy TV as we invite you to join with us and adopt a student for this back-to-school season. As students all over the nation prepare to head back to school this September, we will award 25 bright young minds from across the country with their full list of books, uniform, and shoes for back to school. Also, 15 families with multiple children starting or returning to school this season will receive awards of food hampers and school supplies. From August 1st to September 15th, when you shop at any of the Pasada Food King Group of Companies, ask about how you can support the Adopt a Student campaign by purchasing specially marked items and products or by making a direct contribution to the Adopt a Student Fund. Join with us, the Pasada Food King Group of Companies, Pasada Food King Supermarket, Bright Ideas, The Food Express, Via Gourmet Bakery, Fresh Oven the Baking Company, and Pasada Food King Wholesale. Adopt a student today and let's all become a part of the solution by making an investment in positive change. For more information and daily updates on the Adopt a Student promotion, check your daily Newsday or tune in to Synergy TV.
Okay, so Trinidad and Tobago, we have returned here at Your Voice on Synergy Television Live, taking you all the way until 10 p.m. Mr. Voice, and I'm here with Kerry Panton, who is our resident lawyer. Kerry, welcome on the inside. Welcome once again. Always a pleasure when you come here.
As usual.
Yes. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, but tonight our main topic is going to be bail. We're going to be chatting about that.
To be bail.
All right. But before that, this issue that is going on with the MP, Mr. Hines. Can you throw up the vid once again for us while it is we're chatting? We are seeing here where this is where it is. They were actually kicking the water. Some people were actually, I thought a guy had a bucket and he was dipping. The big set of water that you saw, that was a bucket. That was a bucket, dash of water. And he said here, he's not going to take that lightly. And he starts to leave, and then they started to, and that's the
No, and he shouldn't take it lightly, because how would you feel if somebody, you know, you are dry and, you know, you came, well, I am thinking that he went there for a purpose. Whether or not they would have liked how he's acted or acting, you know, that is not the way that you treat someone, because nobody is going to appreciate water being thrown on them.
And he stayed at that water as well.
Yes, especially, well, if he's okay with his feet being in the water, we
But
don't know
if
he appreciates, because nobody would appreciate that, and that is an assault. It is an assault.
Wow.
Yes, and I think, and then there's sufficient evidence. I mean, that is not the way that you conduct yourself. It's not expected if we have a disagreement, you know, that is not the way. Yeah, and there's sufficient evidence. I mean, I would really not appreciate it.
So can he actually bring a case against any of these people here because of the video that is there?
Of course, and whether he decides to do that, it's his right. But yes, he can, because there's sufficient evidence. There are so many witnesses that would have been there, and then there's a video in itself, you know, and that type of behavior, you know, is unacceptable. Whether or not you agree with how he has performed in the past, or you know, because some people are thinking, and I don't get into religion or politics, but some people are thinking, you know, what you're doing here, you haven't done anything for us, or this, or you can't understand, or you can't relate to us.
Right.
You understand? Him alone, I'm of the opinion that him alone going there, because I might have not done that. I'm not, you know, I've seen it. We know what the problem is, but a lot of it is littering. A lot of, besides we are under the sea level and Port of Spain, is that we litter. You know, I'm not going to say that I'm the most innocent person, but I really do try not to litter, you know, and we take it for granted. But I think it's unacceptable, and I would have proceeded, and he does have sufficient evidence for an assault, and there's sufficient, you know, evidence. That's unacceptable.
The people who actually did the act, today they actually showed a video that was up on Facebook, where he came out of a police station. They were asking him if he was going to press charges. He did not reply. He did not say yes or no, whatever the case may be. Should those who actually did the act, because they see this, armor up themselves, find out from a lawyer what could happen to them or what they should do?
Well, I cannot say what I think that they should do. I'm not going to speculate, but they should take this very serious. And I think that if they are aware that Mr. Hines would have made a report to the Best on Street, it's Best on Street, yes? They should go in and they should have the matter dealt with, because that's unacceptable. It's utterly disrespectful, because let's say his mother or his father, you know, was in the same position, and someone did his mother or his father that, I'm not thinking that he would have just responded lightly. You know, so it's unacceptable. Not to get into politics.
All right.
But it's unacceptable.
Well, we just wanted to get some true clarity, some true feedback as to that incident and that situation, and Kerry, thanks to that. So now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what we are here to chat about today.
I am here to talk about if someone gets arrested. I'm not saying, you know, how convenient that we have this topic.
Yeah, that is why, because I tell you, you can look out for, you know, bail.
So where should we start?
We should start off on what actually is bail in itself.
Well, first of all, everyone is entitled to bail.
Okay.
Unless you are not entitled to bail. Now, there are certain offenses that you will expect there's not going to be bail, right?
Okay.
Like, for instance, a capital matter, which we know as murder, it's a non-bailable offense. It has certain offenses that are so serious that once you commit these offenses or you have been charged with these offenses, right, you are not entitled to bail. You have to go through the entire court system, spending your time in custody, right, like treason, you know?
Okay.
So in that situation, but usually what happens is when a person is arrested, right, they should be taken to the court as early as possible, right? As you know, seeing that we are talking about that, persons are under the opinion that, okay, how long should it take for you to be charged for an offense and taken to the court?
Right.
Some people will say 24 hours. No, that is an absolute miss. Our law is that of Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
And usually I would tell clients it's what's reasonable in the circumstances, because not every offense is the same. I would say 24 hours is reasonable for certain offenses.
Okay.
Right? Now, we also have to consider holidays. We have to consider the weekend, because if you are arrested on 3 p.m. on a Friday, by the time that they process you, they print, they take your photo, you know, your photograph or your
everything,
print or whatever
you go
the case is. It's 5, it's 6 o'clock. By the time you get to the court is closed. There might not be anybody there able to deal with your situation. So the earliest for that person
is Monday.
But it depends on the seriousness of the offense, because there is something that is called station bail, that you can get bail, you know, while at the station. You know, if the person in charge of the station decides that, here what, okay, you're a good boy, you know, it's a 0.5. I'm not saying that they must, but they will give consideration to it, because I've seen it happen on many occasions where it might be like 0.5 grams of marijuana, and they say, here what, you're a young person, you're 18 or whatever the case is, we're seeing here you've never been arrested before, you know, all right, they would talk to the parents or whoever, sister, brother, family, relative, interested person, and they would say, here what, get a JP, right, will come, process, and you would just take yourself to court instead of having to stay in custody, because I'm saying that custody is not the nicest of places. I mean, sometimes when I go into the stations, you know, there are feces all over the walls, there are no beds, you have to sleep on. It's unacceptable. You can't even flush the toilet, you know, properly use the facilities. You have to use it in public, you know, which is, you know,
I mean, it's a place you don't want to be.
It's a place you really don't want to be. So yes, you know.
So according to the offense, the whoever's in charge, the sergeant in charge of the shift or so forth, can give you something called a station bail, where you get a JP.
The person in charge of the station at that point in time, he can up to exercise his discretion and say, well, yes, you can get bail, we will give you bail in this amount, get a JP to come. You know, there are different JPs, their JPs according to jurisdictions. You get that JP is willing to come out, of course at a price, it's not free, right? I don't think anything anymore is free.
No way.
You know? So that person will come out and they will process the bail. But usually what happens is that when you are charged, you will normally stay in custody for however long is reasonable. Now, the courts have looked at 72 hours as being a reasonable time, depending
72 hours
on the offense, because there are many offenses in possession of marijuana. Let's say a kidnapping, where you find, you know, you look at some CCTV and you see what's going on, and you say, well, okay, here what, you were involved in the kidnapping of whoever, right? And let's say that person is still missing, right? Until we drill you. Yeah, it's a discretion until we drill you and until we are aware that, let's say, that person is alive or returned safely or whatever the case is, your rights are not going to be what I would consider to be of paramount concern right now, because that is of the person who is missing. So
becomes paramount.
Rights can be delayed. Yeah, but 72 hours is usually, you know, and then officers work 24, 48, so it depends on a lot of things. But we do see officers really going the distance. My experience in Arima, officers do go this distance. You know, even though they are off, they make sure that, you know, persons go to court as early as possible.
What can get get your bail revoked? Because I've always heard about that. They revoke your bail.
Well, most times I say it depends on the magistrates.
Okay.
It really does depend on the magistrates, you know. There's a discretion that can be exercised, and most times what would happen, let's say you breach a bail condition. When you were given bail, part of your bail condition is like, let's say, okay, I beat you up. You know, I know martial arts and I beat you.
Okay, I like the fact. Put in the martial arts. Okay, good night. No, we can
right?
go ahead.
And I beat you up, right? And part, when I went to the court and they were giving me bail, part of my bail condition, right, was not to come within 100 feet of you.
Okay.
Yes, and I saw you walking down, let's say, on Frederick Street, and I say, hey, so, and I throw some water on you, or I assault you, I do something to you, right? Or I threaten you or whatever. You could go back to the officer who is dealing with your matter, that person is the complainant, and you could make a report. And then this matter could be brought up when I go to court, and you could say, well, yeah, Ms. Panton did X, Y, Z, and was part of her bail condition not to do this or whatever. The prosecutor, who is the police officer in the matter, right? Most times police officer in these instances, he would say, well, X, Y, the magistrate will do a trial to test the veracity of the complaint, right, and the evidence. And if there is sufficient evidence found that, yes, you know, I really did what you are saying that I did, then they might be minded to withdraw my, you know, withdraw my bail.
And the withdrawal of your bail means direct, straight to prison,
it means
do not pass go?
To jail.
Do not pass go.
Do not pass go. It means stay in jail until this matter is finished, it's completed, ventilated. Yes?
Also, so there's no opportunity to get bail again?
Of course, you could get your attorney at law and you could make an application. You could even go to High Court. You could make your application to have that position reconsidered. But most times, magistrates don't just withdraw your bail. You know.
So anybody else that gets it, they would look at it.
Like if I say, Ms. Panton, you have to report to the station, whatever the case is, and you're not reporting, right? Then the magistrate has the discretion to revoke your bail.
Wow.
Withdraw it. Go to jail. Yes, and you're taken straight into custody, whether you're prepared or not. You're not given time. Well, I haven't had the experience where the person was given time to fix
their affairs and then come again.
Yes.
So it more than likely is an instantaneous something that
it
may happen to you.
It is instantaneous. You go directly. But like, people always ask me, like, in terms of, you know, when I'm going to court, what kind of bail, what to expect, because the family members will come and say, you know,
actually comment on that.
yeah, what to do, Ms. Panton, what should we do, how should we prepare? And sometimes I go from the worst case scenario, I'm the worst case scenario person, yes. So I go from worst case scenario. You know, when you go before the court and the information or the charges, they are read, you know, depending on the offense, whether you could plead guilty or not guilty. Let's say it's an instance where you say, I'm not guilty, or it's an offense where you can't plead, and let's say you're able to make an application for bail. There's certain things that the magistrate will consider, right, in assessing whether or not to give you bail, right? First of all, you know, would you come to court, if I am to release you, would you come to court when I order you to come to court? And that's the first consideration. Right? And like, what they would assess is, you know, does this person have a history with the courts? If you have a history, and let's say you're known and you always come to your matters, then more likely than not, you would appear, because, you know, whether he's innocent or guilty or whatever, he comes to court. Right? They would say, well, we know you come to court, you're entitled to bail, okay, we'll give you reasonable bail in the circumstances. They will also consider whether or not you would interfere with witnesses. That's a consideration. You know, if you have a history of interfering with witnesses.
Or a violent issue or anything like that would be...
Yes. Would you reoffend whilst out on bail is also another consideration that, you know, they, you know, would consider. And then sometimes, like, for instance, when I was training in the UK, you know, they would say whether or not you will hamper with the collection of evidence. Because if you know where something is, yes, and, you know, they assess, then I am going to go, okay, let's say I bury a, well, it wouldn't be bury a body, but let's say I bury some evidence somewhere. And I know I was arrested. I definitely want to make sure that I get some bail
in order to
to go and remove
that
evidence.
from there so that they can't tie back into me. All right.
It depends.
It depends. Oh, Lord. I wonder.
you're looking stressed out.
Because I never knew that there was so many things. I thought that you could have just applied for bail. Now, with that being said, application for bail, is it only up to a lawyer and the defendant to apply for bail, or can a family member say, okay, listen, I want to put a bail for this person?
Oh, okay. So, first thing first, getting bail and accessing bail, it's two completely different things, and people tend to misinterpret it. Right? Getting bail is actually the magistrate stating, let's say you get your counsel and you go to court, and, you know, the magistrate will want to know certain things, like, you know, where you're living, are you working, what are your community ties, do you have a criminal record, what your record looks like, you know, to come to a proper decision, because I'm not just going to put you back out on the streets in certain instances. Then I might see, you know, it's in your best interest or in the interest of citizens, of the public, of you staying inside until this matter is dealt with. So, you know, the magistrate really has some rigors to go through, because they ideally don't like to know that someone is not going home today. They would have to go, you know, sleep in this public cell, which is, you know, overpopulated. So they really do take their job seriously. So most times when you see bail is refused, is that they would have gone through all their considerations, and they, most times I've seen, you know, magistrates really try to give
get
bail,
them,
you know.
But unfortunately,
it's not it's not going to work out for you, you know. So they go through these steps, and like, okay, like one thing, we'll come back, but one thing is like, what type of bail would they get? It's a question that I get, and I would tell clients.
There are varieties of bail?
Yeah, there are variety of bail. It depends on the seriousness.
I thought bail is bail,
No, bail is no bail. It have, like, everybody's like, the more seasoned person will be like, you know, Miss Panton, you can't get a cash bail for me. You understand? Cash bail means cash. Right, so we have approval bail, we have surety bail, we have a named surety, and then there's own bail, and then there's cash bail, and those are the ones that are right. So approval is where, okay, you were arrested. Let's not
lock you up so much.
Yeah.
All right, good.
I don't want to be in custody. So let's say approval bail is granted in the sum of, well, bail is granted in the sum of, let's say, $250,000, because you really went on a rampage, you know? Yeah, you found out that Mr. Hines is your friend, and he got wet with water, and you were really upset, so you go down.
Yeah, and I make a massacre.
You massacre the place.
Right,
and say, you know what, Mr. Gittins, yes, I'm seeing that you've been arrested here for assault, right? 5 years ago, that matter's still ongoing. I don't know why it would still be going on. And then I'm seeing here domestic violence, you know. You got rid of the dog, you assassinated the dog and stuff like that, right? So I'm looking at your record, and I say here, what, $250,000 to be approved by the clerk of the peace. Approval means what we call a clean deed. Means there must be no, you know, mortgages, I would say encumbrances, but for the average person, there must be no mortgage or anything attached to the property, which means it's free, it's clean, right? You haven't taken bail, there's no bail outstanding on it. So you need to come with your documents, you need to get your valuation, because I need to make sure that this land that you have is not $100,000. And then the clerk of the peace, right, call them JPs, but look at the information, call around, make sure the property is clear to take the bail. You know, we need to see these documents, and as approval, it is virtually the most, should I say, complicated or not easily accessible that it has. Yes, and then there's surety, where you could have something on the property, you know, but not necessarily, it doesn't have to be unencumbered. So, you know, there's a discretion. And then there's a name surety. So your mom could come and say, you know, Emil is a real good boy. He's a good boy. And I want to take his bail, right? I've been a public servant. I've been working. I've never been arrested. You know, I have $1 million. Saying, you know,
right,
moms might have some cash.
Keep it.
Right? And what she would do, she might bring something to the court to say, you know what, I'm a person of words, you know, and she would give her ID, they'll take the information, and she would be named as your bailer, right? Only if you don't show up to court, then they will send out a summons for her to say why it is you haven't shown up to court.
So the summons will go to her?
Yes, and they would call upon her to answer that question and to see whether or not $250,000 should be taken from her. So it's not an upfront payment that is made. It is if you fail to show in court when you should, without reasonable excuse, of course. Yes? Because Kerry beat you up and you're in the hospital.
So when you go to get a surety bail, you know, and at the end of the day, surety means basically the person that is actually coming to put the bail
So there's surety, and there's surety with a named person, named as your surety. So if a person is named as your surety, they just have to present their ID or whatever the case is, and you're virtually home free.
In a case like someone comes to me and they said, hey, listen, boy, I need bail. Do a surety for me. Now, you'll answer this question when we return. We're going to take a break and return. And you put up to me and they said, oh, I want you to be my surety for my bail. And I do. I put up the surety. You disappear. And they come to me and they say that, oh, hey, this person, we can't find him, and they decide to take the $250,000 from me.
It just doesn't happen, so, but I'll answer it when we get back.
And then the person reappears. Will I be able to get my cash or whatever it is back? That is the question when we return. So when we return, we will have that question coming up, and the phone lines will be open for you to give us a couple calls as well too, to chat with Kerry and myself about bail. We'll be back in a little while.
If you're looking for the best, then come to the best. Next Gen, the Everything Store, and the Next Generation Limited. Your original one-stop school shop where you'll find all the top brand names like Faber-Castell, Pilot, Y+, Statler, Crayola, Scholar, and Elmer's, just to name a few. They've also got their very own range of school bags, proudly made and locally guaranteed. Also, check out their wide selection of shoes and ready-made school uniforms. Next Gen, the Everything Store, and the Next Generation Limited are authorized retailers for a wide range of top brand name products. And nobody beats their prices. The Next Generation Limited, ideally situated in the heart of beautiful Rio Claro, and Next Gen, the Everything Store, located in scenic Mayaro. Just call 644 or 630-BOOK. That's 644 or 630-2665. Ask for NASA or Kareem Khan. The Next Generation Limited and Next Gen, the Everything Store Limited, ready to serve you because you are an exceptional customer that deserves exceptional quality, price, and service. Bright Ideas has the largest array of practical and finishing items for the home under one roof. From the most sophisticated selection of exotic flowers in the country to amazing chandeliers, lighting, and wall fixtures. Bright Ideas caters for every room in the house with unique items that you'll find nowhere else. So you can fix up your home, complete that special look, and be the envy of all. With household appliances, draperies, beddings, kitchen and dining room items, outdoor furnishings, TV, electronics, and so much more. Bright Ideas, Marabella, Princestown, Rio Claro, Point Fortin, and Gulf City. Getting married? Then inquire about their bridal registry or visit them today for that special gift item. For the holidays and for every day, there is a Bright Idea just waiting for you. Bright Ideas with 5 great locations and the convenient opening hours to serve you. Visit them today at Marabella, Princestown, Rio Claro, Point Fortin, and the Gulf City.
Ready to regain control of your life? Have you been suffering from the symptoms of low testosterone? Low T has been known to cause hair loss, loss of sex drive, fatigue, loss of muscle mass, increased body fat, insomnia, and mood changes. Now you can enjoy the pleasures of life, get ready for renewed energy, increased sex drive, better sleep, and an incredible quality of life. Vital Dur, for the first time available in Trinidad. Available at all pharmacies and health food stores.
Need air conditioning? Then call Supreme Air Conditioning at 689-3087 or 365-1163. We supply and install GE, Coleman, Innovair, Daikin, Comfy, including inverter systems and lots more. We service and repair all brand AC units, commercial and residential. All site visits and estimates free. So call 689-3087 or 365-1163. Supreme Air Conditioning. We do it right the first time.
We are back. Welcome once again to Trinidad and Tobago. And for those of you all who are streaming on Facebook, we say a pleasant good evening to you all as well. And we got some of your comments. Of course, you can comment to us live on Facebook and ask your questions there. And we will answer those periodically. But first, let's get to my question, and then we'll get to one of the questions that came across on Facebook. And of course, the phone lines are open right now. You can call. So via mine, a refund basically is what it is I'm asking about. So you want a refund?
It doesn't work like that, you know. Because no, you have to really take your duty as a bailer seriously. Okay. And most times, like, you hear people speaking about, I need a bailer, I want a bailer, I want a bailer. That's not really, you know, acceptable, because a bailer is supposed to be someone who knows you, because this person is putting a lot on the line. And when persons are related or close in proximity in terms of relationship, yes, where you are concerned, then you're sure that that person is going to make sure that you abide by your bail conditions and that you go to court when you are, you know, summoned to, you know,
come out and everything like that
in court. So no, you're not going to get a refund. So if you cannot explain where this person gone, let me say he ended up in Venezuela, he got kidnapped. And yeah, right? And you can't say what. Then you really, you know, it's not just they just take $250 from you. It doesn't work like that. They summons you, they serve you, you go to court and you explain, and it's up to the magistrate to decide whether or not that sum should be taken from you. So it's not just, he don't show up to court, all right, give me where your bank card. We season, we locking down your assets. It doesn't work like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because some persons would have genuinely made an effort to make sure the person come. They always come to court with them. He's staying by me. One day he just disappeared. I make a police report. I look for him. I did this. So it's up to the magistrates. Yes, and they are trained professionals, and they would exercise their discretion.
Can anyone be a bailer? Because I heard you made the statement just a little while ago. Is it something that you can just get into? You can decide to say, hey, you know what, anybody needs a bailer. I know I have a lot of money or I have a lot of assets. I could afford to do something like this. Can I just become a bailer like that?
I am aware that it is being done, but it's not something that is encouraged. Because you need to, ideally you should have a tie or some sense of responsibility to the person. This is not a job. This is not, you know, something that's taken lightly. I know persons do it, but it's not something that I have, well, you know, I find, do you have any family members? Because here it is, if you were given approval bail, you go back and you say, well, we cannot access the bail that was given. You know, could you consider a cash alternative? And, you know, the magistrate, most of them, they would reconsider, you know, whether it's after a month or 2 months. We see in the family trying, but they're not, you know, you get your lawyer, they put, you know, you're not a family of means, you know, you don't have the pesos, then they will consider giving you a lower bail or a cash alternative. And I'm seeing a lot of magistrates leaning towards a cash alternative because persons, you know, how many people actually own land? Yeah?
There's a topic for another evening, I guess. Can one, so I have decided to put up the bail for someone. Someone is arrested. They asked me to put a bail.
Related to you, right?
Yeah, and they asked me to put a bail. I decided to put a bail. 2 months on the road, the trial, it hasn't gone into trial or anything like that as yet. Can I decide to no longer be this person's?
Of course you can decide, but you will have to convince, you have to make an application. Of course, you go down to the JP, or up to the JP, depending on the courts, and you make your application, and then you go to court and say why it is we should remove you as the bailer.
Oh, so
Why? Why?
So you still have...
You just decided that 2 months ago you wanted to be the bailer. Why should we remove? What convinced us why we should have you removed?
So it still comes down to they could refuse and you could still be the person.
Of course. I mean, the courts are going to listen to the situation, but if there's no real reason, well, I think he didn't throw the garbage last Tuesday, you know, and I didn't like that. You see me? I don't want to be his bailer anymore. He not listening to me. I tell him to sweep, mop, cook, clean, get a job, and he not doing any of that.
Anything. We have a call on the line. Hello, good evening, welcome. Caller, you're live, welcome. Hello. 321. All right.
There was the person who asked the question
Online
They
is
asked if kidnapping
is a bailable offense.
All kidnapping is not the same.
Okay.
Right? Let's say I kidnap you, you know, because I know karate, and I get you in my vehicle and I kidnap you.
Wait, before you go, let's try and see if we can capture that. Hello, good evening. Caller, you live? Check the box connection and make sure everything up and running. Caller, you inside?
Hello?
Yes, good evening. Welcome.
What is the bail like for wasting food time?
What the bill is like for? Say that again?
Say what?
Good evening. What is the bail for wasting food time?
For pedophile?
No, the bail for wasting police time.
I'm hearing police, but I'm hardly hearing exactly what he's saying.
It would like to sound like wasting
Police, wasting police time. Wasting police time, he's asking. Okay.
Okay, well, let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Right? So what is the bail like? You see, the thing about it is I can't just answer. That's like asking me, what do I think your breakfast tastes like? I don't know.
Oh.
It depends. It depends if the person has a criminal record. Is this a habit of theirs? Is it that they have no fixed place of abode? Is it that they're a flight risk? Is it that they're in the habit of doing this? Is it, you know, it really depends. So I need more information, right? But each magistrate, I always tell people this, you know, sometimes being a good lawyer is just not knowing the law. It is also knowing the magistrate, because each individual magistrate is different. Each individual magistrate, you know, they have different tolerances. It have certain magistrates that you'll hear counsel, you know, different persons at the bar sitting and saying, you know, she really tight when it comes to bail, and it have some persons a little more lenient. But every magistrate will give you a different thing. So I can't tell you, well, it will be own bail 1,000. It depends on the offense as well. Anyways, did I say that I was raped?
Oh, okay.
Yeah? And it was a lie. And I say, you know, that's very serious.
Yeah, you perhaps arrest someone for it.
As opposed to, you know, I make a false report that voice kicked me. So it really does depend. But I have seen bail for these kind of matters fluctuating around $75,000 to $150,000 with a cash alternative around $5,000 to $15,000. That is what I have witnessed, but I cannot say for sure. You know, so if it is his person is in custody right now, I can't say, well, tomorrow you're going to get $5,000 cash. It really depends on the circumstances.
All right, so we get him out to
the kidnapping.
The kidnapping, right? Good.
All kidnapping is not the same, right? So let's say I kidnap Voice.
Right.
Right. With my karate skills.
Well, once again, what up?
Right. Did I ask for a ransom?
Okay.
Ransom, no. Average kidnapping, yes.
Right.
Yes, so kidnapping for ransom is very different to kidnapping for no ransom.
Ransom.
And kidnapping is taking the person away without their consent. So you jump in my vehicle and I say, hey, you coming with me. We're going by the savannah. You don't appreciate that. That is kidnapping. That is taking the person away without their consent. Yes? If you say, no, Kerry, stop, I'm not going with you, and I take you away. Now, we're not going to say that I carry you to the savannah and beat you up, okay?
Right, good.
But let's say that's very different. I take you away and I call your family and say, hey, if you all don't return, you know, if you all don't give me $1.5 million, I'm going to slit his throat.
Right.
That is very, very different. So you see the difference in the offenses.
That is what makes the difference for the...
Yes, that kidnapping, because remember, there was a whole era with the kidnapping. I think like 10 years ago, especially, was rampant in the East. It was really big, and then we had persons, you know, being, you know...
who lost their life over it.
Yes, I wouldn't call any specific names, but yes.
Right.
So it's different.
It's totally different. All right. So that's beautiful. So we're getting, so as the questions keep coming forward, don't worry, I'll see. Somebody's talking about neglect. I don't know what that means. Okay, we'll get into, back into those. Okay, so we did with the non-bailable offenses, we dealt with the, we dealt with time. If someone is basically, let's say, arrested, receives bail, leave, and they, via leaving the country, when you get bail, is there still an opportunity where you can leave, return, anything like that, or the fact that if you're on bail, you are basically locked to Trinidad?
No, I've actually seen foreigners.
Okay.
I know I have seen a lot of magistrates not in the habit of giving foreigners bail.
Okay.
But I have seen where foreigners were given the opportunity to leave the jurisdiction, go back home, and I've seen they have, you know, when it's their court matter, they do come back.
Return.
So it really does depend, you know, the more serious the offense, the more serious the penalty also has a lot to do with it. So if it's a little traffic offense, of course, we're not going to hold you here while we do our, you know, due diligence, make sure we have everything, do your trial. We're not going to hold you here. But it really does depend on the magistrate. Drug-related offenses, however, I'm seeing that if you show sufficient tie to Trinidad and you are granted bail, they would seize your passport and stuff like that, and they would say, here, what? Because of the seriousness
of the crime,
you need to stay here. Because if you leave, we are sure you are not going to come back. Well, I wasn't going to come back.
That is indeed beside it.
It is besides the point.
Does age also tie into someone getting bail? So say, for instance, a 47, okay, that's too young, 67, 77, ailing someone, and we're going to answer that question when we return because you have to take a break.
Great.
So you're elderly person, does that mean, okay, so this person is old, they ain't going to place, we could afford to give them bail? Or this person is ailing, they have one leg, or they can't move around as quickly, they're in a wheelchair, anything like that, is that grounds to say, okay, yeah, we could afford to give this person bail because they're not going anywhere, they're not running, as the case may be. We'll be back in just a short while. Keep it locked. Bail is what we're talking about here. Lock up.
Chin Sin seasoning products have been flavoring all of TNT's local cuisine since 1982. Chin Sin introduces its No MSG line of products. Now you can use No MSG chicken seasoning, No MSG all-purpose seasoning, and No MSG poultry seasoning. Chin Sin seasoning products are available in all leading supermarkets nationwide. Chin Sin, same quality, great taste.
Have you heard? For the summer vacation or summer promotion, calling everybody to every Darrell's Famous Foods location. One piece on site for $10 every morning. Everybody, let's go. Let's go. One piece on site for $10 every morning. Everybody, let's go sing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes, visit all Darrell's Famous Foods location for this summer promotion. Get one piece and one side for only $10 every morning till 12 midday. Darrell's Famous Foods, your taste of the Caribbean. This is a limited time offer.
The Posada Food King Group of Companies is pleased to associate with Newsday and Synergy TV as we invite you to join with us and adopt a student for this back-to-school season. As students all over the nation prepare to head back to school this September, we will award 25 bright young minds from across the country with their full list of books, uniform, and shoes for back to school. Also, 15 families with multiple children starting or returning to school this season will receive awards of food hampers and school supplies. From August 1st to September 15th, when you shop at any of the Posada Food King Group of Companies, ask about how you can support the Adopt a Student campaign by purchasing specially marked items and products or by making a direct contribution to the Adopt a Student Fund. Join with us, the Posada Food King Group of Companies, Posada Food King Supermarket, Bright Ideas, The Food Express, Via Gourmet Bakery, Fresh Oven the Baking Company, and Posada Food King Wholesale. Adopt a student today and let's all become a part of the solution by making an investment in positive change. For more information and daily updates on the Adopt a Student promotion, check your daily Newsday or tune in to Synergy TV.
Gospel Lighthouse Church at Marlin Trace, El Reposo Road, Sandy Grande. A place of worship, healing, deliverance, prayer for all your needs, family, children, finances, career. Don't put it all. Get your anointing this Sunday. Call them at 773-2297 for more information and prayer. Many healed, many delivered. Be one of them. There's power in the name of Jesus.
Nabi's Medical Marketing, the one-stop shop for all your surgical and medical supplies. Presently specializing in pharmaceutical, medical, and home healthcare supplies. Nationwide distributors for pharmacies, private and public hospitals. Fully stocked showroom with a complete range of home healthcare products. Wheelchairs, walkers, hospital beds, and more. Sole distributors for the Cook medical range of products, including in vitro fertilization products, invasive as well as minimal invasive lines throughout the Caribbean. Currently supplies all IV solutions and dialysis products. Also available life support oxygen concentrators, nebulizers, and much more. Now exclusive at Nabi's. Our latest addition, the new 6-in-1 mini lab, which can be used professionally or in the privacy of your home. Tests include glucose, total cholesterol, cholesterol HDL, cholesterol LDL, triglycerides, and hemoglobin. These machines are life-saving. Visit our showroom at number 5 to 6 Harris Street, Curep. Telephone 645-5577 or 662-7533. Nabi's, the company with 40 years of experience in the medical field.
It's that time again! EBT Entertainment presents Divergent, the concert, Thursday, August 30th. We enter the Rush nightclub, flying in all the way from Jamaica, from the fourth Jenner family, Sansa!
Come on, more money, more money, more money, make the action top, me even show money.
Size 10!
Bang out, bang out, bang out, bang out, bang out. Like dogs up in tongue language.
As well as yours truly, Lawless, Trinidad 4th Jenner.
Come over. So she naughty, she get cut all over.
From Colombia and Venezuela, Mr. Renzo and Anita. Representing TNT, Prince Swanee, Orlando Octave, Rudy the Entertainer, and Nelly Katoy. Backed by Sterling Howell and the Excite Band and Live Rhythm Section. Look out for the all-star DJ cast. Ladies, you're free before 11 p.m. Walk with your flyer for 3 complimentary drinks. Divergent, the concert, Thursday, August 30th. We enter the Rush nightclub. Tickets are located at Rush nightclub, Bobby's Park, Europe, All Fats International Clothing Outlets, GT's Trend City Mall, Universal Bar St. James, Flavors Bar Arima. Yo, night before the holiday, we pump in. Divergent, get those tickets now.
I can't believe it's not butter.
Don't worry, there's a synergy joke. You won't get it. All right. So, so my question that was asked previously.
Alien person. That's
alien
what I
person.
wanted to find out
Yes.
about. Of course, the magistrate or the court would give consideration to if the person is alien. No.
Right.
It doesn't mean because you are ailing or you're a certain age, you're just automatically going to get bail. The court's going to consider the care that is needed for you. Can it be provided by the prison?
Okay.
Yes, because I'm not too sure what are the capabilities of the prison service.
Right.
And when I say that, you see my expression on my face, right? So I am of the opinion, right, as well as of the position that the magistrate or the court will consider
Someone
the
who is
availability.
alien.
Yes.
All right. So we have a couple minutes. So we have two questions that came about.
Source of funds.
Right. And so one was source of funds. Does it matter where the money comes from if someone is being bailed? Say someone comes up and says, $2 million, they say $2 million is your bail, and someone comes and brings 3 duffel bags of $2 million in cash to the
This is a situation where it's really, it's debatable. It has been debated. Now, cash bail.
Yes.
It's cash bail, right? If it is cash bail, I really haven't seen a magistrate say, right, $2 million cash.
Oh, okay.
Yes. If it is that, they would like to have the money cash. Now, we are expecting that sum to come from a bank account,
right.
which means somebody would have had that money in their bank account, right? Which in itself, doing a manager's check, there will be source of funds. But what I've seen is that in Trinidad, now there's Trinidad and Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago. Right now in Trinidad, I see that they are asking for manager's checks.
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
To the senior magistrates of the specific court. But in Tobago, when you're given cash bail, it's my experience that you just need to pay in the cash.
Just pay the cash.
Yes, but of course there are FIU rules and stuff like that. So of course they would like to know where you get the money from.
Where you get the money from.
Yes, it depends on the sum, it depends on the person.
That is
it
bringing
really does depend.
On the person that is
I am
bringing
not
the
of the opinion that somebody is going to say 2 million, a magistrate is going to say, or the court is going to say 2 million cash.
All right. And our final question before it is, we have to lock off. I have put up bail for someone. Johnny did an offense. We put a bail for him. His matter has lasted very long. I have become ill. I'm passing away, or I have passed away. But I put up bail from a piece of land, or as the case may be, for Johnny. But in my will, this land is willed to Thomas. What happens to Johnny? Does he go back to jail because now it's Thomas' land, and or does that remain there? What is the issue there?
What's happening is that the land was used, right? So now there's no longer a bailer, right?
Okay.
First things first is someone would have to come and notify the court of that situation.
Okay.
And when they note, because no, there is no bailer.
No bailer, yeah,
right?
passes.
So now what's going to happen is that the court is going to ask the person, because you don't want to just throw him back into jail. So now they're going to ask, who else can take your bail, or maybe we'll consider giving you a cash bail because it's 5 years, you come in all the time, certain things. So yeah.
That could happen. Whoa, because I was worried about that just a little. I was worried about that just a little while ago.
It's not that draconian, but you need to abide by the bail conditions and the laws of Trinidad and Tobago.
Nice. So, of course, once again, we have to thank Kerry for coming through and giving us some insight. You can also give her a call. You can give out your number right about now for those who would like to.
710-4666. I'm also on WhatsApp, and a lot of people are actually messaging on WhatsApp. That's 710-4666.
Nice.
Yeah?
So if you have any other questions for her via bail, you can do that, or you can send the questions to me on Facebook or via my WhatsApp as well, and I will forward them to Kerry, and we can see if we can get you any help that you are needing. Once again, thanks once again to each and everyone. Kerry, thanks again again for being here.
You're welcome.
She will be here the following Wednesday, not Wednesday coming. This Wednesday coming, we'll have Good Fit Inside. And next week, we'll have Kerry. The following week, we'll have Kerry back here with us. Also, this Friday, something big is happening. Please be locked with us. Aim for the moon. If you shouldn't miss, you're still going to be amongst the stars. Have yourselves a great one from us right here on Synergy Television.